Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a fun homeschool room tour. This is a very small room. We have a very small house, and so this is our third bedroom. The room is probably only about 9 by 9 or so, so I'm going to just kind of give you a quick overview of how I keep everything organized, or try and keep everything organized. Some of the stuff I have started to use with my daughter, who is almost 2.5, and so yeah, some of the stuff is used with her now, and some of the stuff I've just kind of been collecting because it's stuff I know I wanted to use. So let's get into the video. There are a couple messy areas, so please forgive that. I'm still working on a couple organizational things, trying to figure those out, so please forgive that. But let's get started. So you first walk in the room, and to the left here, I have all of our craft bins. This has all of our craft supplies in it. This bag here is our spring crafts that we're going to be doing. These are all clear bins. I got them at Michael's. You will see them in a couple other places in the room in different colors. The colors I have white, pink, and green, and the white ones are all of our craft supplies. And then it is sitting on this cart here that I actually found at Savers for like $4. It's a metal cart with these plastic shelves that come out. There's all of our other bigger school supplies and other things in there. And then all those white shelves just sit on top of that. And next to that here, let me move this. This is our Play-Doh mat. Are all of the spring sensory bins that I just showed you guys in one of the last videos I did here. I just keep those here. Those always won't be here if I'm not doing a specific seasonal sensory bin. Then I will just have these empty and stored away, but those are there for now. And then also my wall hangings here, they were actually hanging up behind me, and a bunch of them fell down, so I have to figure out a better way to hang those. So I just set those there for now. And then here, right to the right, is this closet. I took off the doors, and on the left side of the closet is all of our games. Everything. There's a bunch of learning games, and there's a bunch of regular games, just kind of a bunch of fun stuff to hopefully kind of help teach my daughter. And then here I have a couple of these storage plastic bins stacked up here. Those, I believe I got those at Walmart probably, and they're labeled with different things, like the bottom is Play-Doh, paper, art supplies, art supplies, art supplies, and then some manipulatives for different games. And then the green here are all of our outdoor activity type things that relate to the outdoors, maybe pine cones or tree branches or anything like that we're going to be using in a project. I store all that in these bins so that I know where everything is. And this is also kind of an extra spot, so if we've got a bunch of pine cones and only needed 3, then I put the other ones here, so then we can use them additionally in the future. And then above that on this shelf is kind of a bunch of random stuff, a telescope over here. This is a bunch of craft stuff, some other craft items, and then you can't really see it. I got a couple Lakeshore learning games up there that didn't fit down below. And then I got these craft bins at Michael's when they were on a really good sale. These two are empty right now, but I will probably be putting some other craft stuff in there. And this one has got some craft items for later this year as well. And then as you come back down from that closet, the middle here, I had this rug in my daughter's room, and it was kind of an extra. Didn't quite fit the way I wanted it to, so I decided to put it in here instead. Then I have this table, which I got at a local children's thrift store place. It had a bunch of funky designs and characters that I didn't like, so what I did is I just spray painted them. The chairs are pink, and then the table is a coral color, and I just spray painted over everything so it would look cute and better, you know, more grown up for her to use in the future here. Hopefully she'll be able to use this table for another couple years before she outgrows it. And then over here, this is the corner that I'm working on. It's super messy. I've been trying to figure out how best to organize some of my stuff. These here are all of her quiet bags that I showed you in another video, and also here. Then back here I have some other sensory bins that I'll be showing you in another video. Those are my regular sensory bins that aren't related to a specific theme or anything. And here I have STEM boxes that I've created. And above there I have all sorts of activity boxes that I've picked up from places. I have air dry clay. I have a lot of different kind of random stuff at microscope, that kind of thing up there. That's just kind of a storage for stuff as she gets older that we're not using now, so I can keep it out of the way. Otherwise, the rest of this stuff down here is just kind of a jumbled mess right now. I'm trying to figure out what to do with everything, how to store it, what else I can get rid of that I don't need. And then straight back here, behind here is the window. I made this map out of the dollar store maps. I took 2 of them. One of them I cut up all the states, and as you can see, they're Velcro, and I put some clear, I forget what that stuff is called, the clear paper over it, and some Velcro on the back, so then, you know, you match the states and we learn the states and the capitals and things. And it's also on poster board from the dollar store as well. I have a couple of those posters down here too that I've made out of other posters from the dollar store. I'm not going to bring them all out, but maybe another time I will show you all those. But it's a really, I think it's a fun idea, and it's really cheap, and it's a way to still learn without using a bunch of items. Below that, I have set up this Montessori shelf. I really like this idea. I hope to implement this in the future. I've got a bunch of different baskets and things that I'm going to be using, and I have that up there for now, just to have it up out of the way. Plus it fit right on top of this bookshelf, so I thought it was a perfect place for that. And then below that are one of my many bookshelves full of books. These books are all themed books. These aren't anything that's with the actual curriculum, like, you know, here's all the animal books, here's Under the Sea, there's all about the earth, there's bugs. It's all labeled, and I've created these labels here, so it's all separated with where I want it, so I know exactly where to find the books that I do want. I do have books here that don't fit on my shelves, so someday I will have to figure that out. And then next is this shelf here. It's really tall, and this one has got all my young child stuff, the stuff that I'm going to be starting with my daughter. There's activities at the bottom. There's some religious stuff in here as we get into that. It's kind of dark, sorry about that. Then there's some games, there's some fun learning. I've got all these matching cards and things like that. I got all those from TJ Maxx actually. Maybe a year or 2 ago actually, and they're all the different types, so ABC, numbers, spelling, things like that. And then a lot of the books that I get from the Target Dollar Spot are also in here for her early learning. That way I keep everything over here separate from the as she gets older stuff, because this is stuff then that we would use first and get out of here first. And then on top of that we have a globe. And then I have these letter sound buckets. I'm actually going to be doing a video on those. I made all of these. They're very similar to the Lakeshore Learning ones, but I did mine on a budget, so I will definitely be showing you guys those. And then next to that, I have another couple bookshelves here. This side is all sorts of extra stuff, chapter books that I will read aloud. All of the Tobe Safari learning animals are here. Other games and things are right in here. And then this side is all of our actual curriculum. This here is all of, here I'll show you. This here is all of our history. I'm going to be doing Story of the World. I really like that curriculum, so that's there. This is all spelling and phonics. I have Explode the Code, things like that. I might get into this more in another video. Here I have these books here. This is all of her science stuff. So I really liked this curriculum. I completely spaced out on what it's called. But I got all of that curriculum. I've got all 6 books that are meant for like junior. I got the junior version. Actually, when we were in Texas this last summer, we went to a homeschool place in Houston, and they had all sorts of used and new stuff, and I got a ton of, that's where I actually got most of this stuff. All the Story of the World stuff is from there, and then all of this curriculum here, the science curriculum, all the math curriculum down here stuff. I've got a couple different math curriculums. I'm not sure which one I'm going to like best. I have an idea which one I like, but I'm going to give a couple a try to see which one works for my daughter. And then these 2 shelves here are all the extra history books that I've come across that I really like. I'm a really big history buff, so I kind of cling to those things, so every time I find something. I also found these fun little history pocket things at that store in Houston, Texas. They have a ton of activities and they make learning kind of fun, hands-on stuff, so I've got those. And then to go above that, here is those pink boxes from Michaels. These are all manipulatives per subject, so like math manipulatives, science manipulatives, things like that. They're all separated, so there's 6 of those. And then I have these containers, which I'm going to be implementing later on, but I have them here to keep a space. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, days of the week buckets. They're a container big enough to put all of our projects, whatever we're going to do that day. So then on Saturday or Sunday I can fill them up, so then we have them the rest of the week. And then all of these orange buckets here are all of kind of more like, I guess, crafty things for different activities. A lot of our history stuff, crafts are in these here. I do have Math UC stuff right there. But otherwise, yeah, that's all craft stuff for like history projects, fun stuff in the future. I plan to do a lot of hands-on stuff with my daughter. I love hands-on stuff and I think it helps you learn better. So I hope to be doing a lot of that with my daughter. So I do have a lot of hands-on stuff in this room. That's why there's a lot of stuff in here. And then the last thing here, well, second to last, right next to the door, is this 3-tier shelf. This has all of our small manipulatives, flashcards for different things. So there's colors and shapes, rhyming, alphabet, money, counting, some extras, things that go. There's a lot in this thing, and this is a lot of this stuff too is for the younger crowd, probably up until like maybe 1st or 2nd grade. So once she's out of that, then this will probably go and I'll use it for something else. But I have that. And then right above that I have all of her paints, watercolors, and then some other roving felt and things like that. I plan to also implement maybe possibly like a Waldorf system as well. I like all the arts and things that they do, so I'm kind of going to be doing a huge mixture of everything in our homeschool room, just because I want it to be fun for her. I want to figure out what is going to be best for her, how she's going to learn, and what she likes best. Just because I like it doesn't mean she's going to like it. So, and then the very last thing is behind the door. This is a shoe organizer from Walmart, and this is where I put all of our craft stuff. Regular school supplies, I mean. Got pencils and erasers, pencils, chalk, highlighters, markers, pencil sharpener. Some of the stuff that I don't want her to get into are up a little bit farther. Rulers, scissors, tape, staplers, and then at the very top is all of our glues and adhesives. So that is the last thing in our homeschool room. So I hope this gives you guys a fun idea of what can be done in a small space. Like I said, this room is probably only about a 9x9. I do have a lot of stuff in here, but it's very organized. I know where everything is, and we still have a lot of space here in the middle to be doing all of our projects. And if we have a bigger project, or we're going to be using glue or getting kind of crazy, we can go out to the kitchen table, so then it's easier for me to clean up. So that is everything in here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time.